This is FS09 Island by Norblin. It's 51.08 megabytes to download, and it says, welcome back to Farming Simulator 2009 map. Experience farming like in your childhood and become biggest farmer on this island. There are 34 fields, 2 forests, a sawmill, 4 sale points, 4 production points and collectibles. Have fun. So let's go and check it out. Here we are. This is where you start off in all 3 modes. This is what the map looks like. As it says, we are on an island, so pretty cool, but we are sort of pretty much in the middle of the map there, outside our farmhouse. Now in Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, none of this is here on this farm. It's just one open space. I've done a little clip for that. I'll show you in a second about that. So I'm in new farmer mode, and we start off with obviously this farm area, and we get field 22. That is it. That is all you start off with, but not too bad. The farm area has a farmhouse on it, sleep trigger. We've got a farm silo and a fuel tank, and all of our equipment is up here as well. The field prices vary. They are a little bit pricey, but some of them are pretty good sized fields. I think 7 was the smallest and cheapest at 36,000. I think 24 was the biggest and most expensive, 517,000. There is a couple of forestry areas, as it says. There's one there for 185,000, and then there's one up there for 187. Rest of the fields, 242,000 for that. This little strip there, 92,000. Now over here in this square, that is where the BJ is. It's not showing anything yet, no symbols, because you have to buy that land. But that is a whopping 1.4 million. So that is quite pricey. Now I have added in some money, so don't be alarmed. You don't start off with 1.85 million. I added that in new farmer mode. You still start off with 100,000, but I added in some money so that we could purchase that when we get to it. Another thing to note is there is sort of the periphery of the map, which takes in all of this, which is quite a lot, and that is valued at 0. So you can buy that for free. And there is quite a few grass areas where you could mow. You could put a couple of extra fields in. Down here we're going to finish at this point. That's quite cool. When we get to the BGA, you'll see what I mean about the grass areas. There is quite a huge amount there. So the forestry areas, you can see a bit more plainer. There is a couple of little spots like this around the map and there, but again they're pretty pricey as well, like so. There is a couple of trees on some of these plots that I'm clicking on now, but not a huge amount, but you could buy them and do what you want with them. The only modded in things I could spot, and is a little bit odd, is in sell points. So we've got an extra supermarket which is there, which doesn't look any different to me than the base game standard one we're used to seeing. We've got a farmer's market. When you click on that, that just comes up with a sort of, well, a trigger. There's no building. I haven't tried placing it down, but the farmer's market that is on the map is a completely different building to the one we're used to, this one. So it is a sort of modded in building specific to the map, so that possibly could be what it is about. In painting there is a couple of extra things, nothing major. We've got animal mud, a couple of asphalts, cobblestones, concrete. We've got 3 of those, dirt, forest ground, grass, grass again, gravel, rock, and then granite. That is it. These are not in the painting texture, which is a bit of a shame, because that's quite a cool texture. That there is contracts available on the other fields that we don't own, which is pretty cool. There's also 20 collectibles on here, so again very cool. If we spin round, most of you would be familiar with this farmhouse. That is Oak Belleron. So the collectibles, I'm guessing, are going to be game cartridges. So your sleep trigger's there, and if you're not aware, we do have a garage just round here. We've got our pickup in there, wardrobe point there, and if you do collect the collectibles, I'm assuming they will appear there like Oak Belleron. You can plug them into your computer. Right, let's talk about slot counts, etc., and I'll run around the farm. So, in new farmer mode, which was what we are in, it is 786 slots. And you start off with this equipment. We've got the Steyr tractor, Deutschfahr topliner harvester, the pickup you've just seen, Valga trailer, header for your harvester, got a cultivator, a Nordsten seeder, trailer for your header, and a 750 kilogram 10 winkle weight. That is it. In Farm Manager and Start From Scratch, you don't start off with anything. No land, none of this equipment that I'm showing you. You get 0. And that is 659 slots. So, pretty cool. In new farmer mode, if you sell off all of this equipment I've just showed you, you can get the slot count down to 719. And then if you go one step further and sell off everything here on this farm, you can even delete the hedges. In demolish mode, get rid of all the sheds, the silo, etc. You can get that slot count right down to 661, so that's not too bad. This area, like I say, if you come on here and Farm Manager and Start From Scratch, none of these buildings are here, the hedges aren't even here, nothing. And if you sell it all off, or you come on here in those two modes, this area looks something like this. So a nice open area for you to do what you want with if you want to go down that route. Got an easy shed over here, as you can see. Our equipment is open here in the middle. Got a small fuel tank here, that is empty. That will hold 5,000 litres though. And then we've got the 400,000 litre standard crop silo, tip in and pipe out. Then we've got this huge big shed. This does have quite a few doors on it, either side, some down either end, one across there. And then we can turn the lights on, doesn't matter where you're stood. Pretty smart. Right, that is it really. I think I've covered all that bit. So what we're going to do, we're going to head on straight off to the BGA, and we're going to do sort of like a clockwise loop around the map and finish down here. So we'll get to the BGA and then we will buy it. But it's not a bad looking map, it's pretty cool. The roads are very wide, which you'll see in a second. Even these tracks seem really wide. I mean, we could easily fit down this one. So they've given you plenty of room for bigger machinery if you wish to, but some of the fields, look, they're pretty good size. So you will get pretty good, a decent amount of crops off of that field. I mean, some of the junctions look a little bit comical. They are very, very wide openings. But you can absolutely floor it in this pickup and not worry too much about hitting oncoming vehicles, because they're like half a mile away from you. So, the BGA. Got two big bunker silos. And then the actual BGA itself. So, look at this. This is all part of this periphery it can get for free. You've got all this grass, you've got trees on some of this area. I mean, some of them aren't the greatest of trees. We've even got mini Stonehenge up there, look, which is pretty cool. So let's buy that while we are here. And then there you go, the BGA appears. We've got all the symbols come up. So it's your pretty standard affair. And then if we go into our production menu, it is there. So we do own it like that. You'd have to sort of buy it again through the spanner over there. So that's the BGA. Moving on from there, we will quickly take a little look. Oh, there's a big bump there, I didn't notice that one. At the mini Stonehenge, that is very cool. I like that. We'll head on out this way. Some of the sale points do feel a little bit spread out, but I quite like that sometimes on maps because it gives you an excuse to sort of drive distances and go different places. There's quite a few signs on the map as well that says fence station. That will make a bit more sense in a minute as we get down here, because just over there in the distance we've got our shop and that says fence station on it. We've also got a workshop trigger there for your customization and repair. I haven't actually tested the reset point, so that possibly is there. We'll test that at the end if I remember. We have got the dairy there, which is production chain, or you can use it as a sale point. And then to the right there we've got a sale point that is restaurant sale point. But there is cool little things on this map like this. We've got a sort of beach area here, even though it looks a little bit muddy. But look at these cool seats. How smart is that? Sat in one of those, watching the world go by. Very cool indeed. Right, back out past the restaurant. Lots of wind turbines, as you can see, and lots of water surrounding us. Again, a bit more of a drive to get to our next destination. But that is pretty cool. So, foot flat to the floor. It just feels like you've got a bit more control, he says as he does that. When you're coming towards oncoming cars. We've got a bit of residential up this end of the map. We've got a church there. There's another cool church a bit later on. Just up round here is another cool feature, which I like what they've done. On the right hand side we've got some basketball courts. They could be used as soccer fields, football pitches, whatever you want to call them. But up here we've got a little skate park. But how cool is that? So you could probably have some fun on some of the modded in things like the electric scooter if you can get enough speed up, or the motorbike. Sorry pal, I'm just going to cut across you. So over there was where we just been, in the restaurant sale point, in the little beach area. And then next up on the list is, there's the other cool church just up there on that hill. Pretty impressive. The bell does ding every now and then. Just in here though, this is carpentry, as you can see on the building itself. Cut through there. I know it's not the proper way in or out, but and this is the farmers market, so you can see what I mean about the sort of different style of building. Seaside shopping. It's almost like a sort of supermarket type thing. But there's your sale point round the back. Farmers market. Heading out this way. We've got a fair few things on top of each other along this strip, which is pretty handy. It's nicely decorated. We've got like a garden centre there with the greenhouses. Oh, I've missed it. There's the biomass heating plant just there, where you can sell your wood and straw, things like that. We've got the grape processing unit just there. And then moving on from there, oh, sorry, we've got the spinnery on the left there, next door. So like I say, quite a few things on top of each other here. We've got a fuel station just there, and then next door we have the animal dealer sell point, which is here. So that's going to be for your sort of loose or bales, grass, hay, straw, silage, etc. like that. I think most of the animal dealer sell points take cut sugar beet now as well. We've got our animal dealer itself, which is there. So even though the symbol is here by this door, that doesn't do anything. You need to be in this zone. So if I go up to there, click on that, obviously we don't have any barns or pens down, which is why it's showing that. So back out along this way, we have another modded in building. I can't understand why this isn't in the mods, but this is the grain mill. It almost looks like a pub, the local inn, but this is the grain mill, so it is a production point. You can buy it like so. I think we'll do this last one and then I'll check the map, show you where we've been. And this is the supermarket, which again looks exactly the same as the base game ones, but that is a sell point. So let's check the map. So we started off at our main farm. We went all across here, even BGA, back out up here, did the shop, the dairy and the restaurant, and we come all the way along here, round here. That was carpentry, I think, and then farmers market. That's where that skate park is. You come all the way down here, and we did all of these just now, and we're at this one, so carry on round like that. Not many left to do, so let's crack on with it. A few more houses dotted around here, and we are heading over there into that port area. So let's swing round and then go in here. So first of all, we do have a lime buy point, which is just here, so you can buy your lime from there. And here we do have another spinnery, which is pretty cool. So we've got two spinneries on the map, but the buy sort of point for that spinnery is here. So it's a little bit off from the actual building itself, but that is where you can buy that production point. And then moving on round, we've got the debris crusher just there for selling your stones. It's pretty cool, this area. We've got some boats docked in here. They do blow up their horns. They've got names on them, look, the Rising Star. And then we've got a sell point just here, and that is Feed and Grain South. So let's leave this area. I think we got a bit too close to that car. He got a bit freaked out then. I'll head on round this way. So there we got another sign, look, Mooley. Excuse me. And next we have this, which is a GCHB grain elevator, which is a sell point again, and that is just there on that little grill. That's pretty cool. So GCHB grain elevator. And we've got one of the other forestry areas to our right there. Not huge areas, but there is enough trees in there to get you going. We've got a cool little bridge here across the water as it comes in through there, and then swing a right, and up the hill we've got our sawmill. Pretty straightforward setup. Sell your wood, produce your planks, your boards, get your byproduct of your wood chips, and that is all of the sale points and production chains. So we're just going to head on out this way and finish off with a nice little detail that's on the map. So I mean, some of these roads you can see they don't bend round really smooth. There's a couple of little bits here and there on the map, but it's not a bad map. At least we've got life on here. Can't recall seeing any people though. There's plenty of traffic, but... And here we are, we've got a cool lighthouse. There's even a little house. I'm guessing that's the person that looks after the lighthouse. But even better, we can go in. We've got some stairs. We can go all the way to the top. I just thought it was a nice feature to finish on. Is a little bit clunky sometimes coming up there, but it's quite tight. So there we go. Cool view from up here. So yeah, very cool view from up here. And there is also somewhere one of them. But that is it, people. That is the map. I'll just show you the last bit. So we came from there and we went into the port area down there, grain elevator, sawmill, all the way along the coast there. Well, the coast is everywhere, to be honest with you, on this map. We're at the lighthouse. That is FS09 Island by Norblin. Hope you have all enjoyed the map tour. If you have, please give us a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, then please do. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.